Few months ago, one lay devotee, she came to visit me and offer me some food and money. After some times, we have discussed many issues, and I was asking her about her situation. She suddenly burst into tears, explaining that her situation is very difficult because her son is drug addict and her husband is addict to liquor, and she has many physical ailment. Therefore, she has to see doctor very often. So, after listening her difficult story, I did not react. I just kept quiet and I fought sometimes. Then she left. Following day, she came to meet me again, and then I told her to practice meditation, to forgive her husband and son, suggesting her that not to try to control her husband or her son. Rather, she should forgive them. Instead of trying to control her husband and son, I suggested her to take care of herself, to practice meditation every day, and forgive to her husband and son every morning and night before going to the bed. The thing is, I did not react, but I did not respond as well. And I was looking for appropriate moment to respond her problem. Meanwhile, searching for some meaningful advice for her that's suitable for her life. In our day-to-day life, when we face certain problem, most of the people lose control and react. Either react with anger, react with fear, react with joy. So, reaction cause panic attack. The people who react suddenly for any situation, especially difficult situation, unexpected situation they face, this type of people die early than the people who respond slowly. Why? The people who react quickly, they basically suffer from blood pressure, diabetes, especially these things, they suffer from this problem. This type of people always struggle with physical ailments. On the other hand, the people who respond slowly, they pause for a while and talk mindfully. Because these people are practitioners, they compose their mind every day. Therefore, whenever they face any kind of unexpected situations, unexpected incidents, they don't panic. They are able to control their fear, their anxieties, and they can pause for a while and respond mindfully. So, between these two groups of people, what group are you belong to? Do you belong to the group who react fearfully, who react with anger, with joy? Or do you belong to the group who respond slowly, who take for a while, sometimes take deep breath and respond mindfully? You can see this thing with the meditation master. When a practitioner respond to any question, when he reply to any question, he does not respond it instantly, even though he has the answer. He will listen, grasps your point, hold for a while, and talk slowly. So, this is the real practitioner. It doesn't mean he doesn't have the answer. Of course, he has the answer. But this is the way how one should respond with any question, any answer, given answer. So, responding versus reacting. We must know these two words, two terms, so that we can apply these two terms in our life wisely. If you know reacting is bad, reacting is unmindful act. Reacting is unmindful instant act. And responding is mindful gradual act. Then you can also apply these two words in your day-to-day life. These two terms are not just vocabulary. These two terms are parts of our life because every day we are all facing certain kind of challenge in our life. Either you are lay supporters or we are Buddhist monk. Nobody is free from daily problems, difficulties, failure, criticism, abuse, insult, social politics, village politics, world politics, international politics. Many problems we are facing. Even though problem is problem, but a problem is not similarly effect to every one of us. Why? When a mindful person experience any kind of situation, any kind of problem, he will respond. He will not cling with it. Therefore, the problem cannot harm this person. On the other hand, a normal person, when he faces a problem, for him, it is part of difficult life. So, he keeps reacting with the problem. He clings with it. Since he clings the problem he is facing, it disturbs his inner peace. While going to bed at night, he cannot sleep. He ruminates the problem he is facing. He is constantly looking for the solution of the problem he is facing. But as he trying to find solution of the problem, he is thinking. By ruminating of the problem he is facing, he can solve it. In reality, as he ruminates about the problems, emotionally he entangled with the problem. So instead of getting rid of the problem, he is stuck with the problem. This is how most of the people suffer in day-to-day life. Someone insult you, you keep asking yourself, why this is happening to me? That person is so bad, he just insulted me. Someone cheated you, you keep thinking, this guy is so bad, he cheated me, I really believe him. Oh no, he should not cheated me because I believe him so much, but he cheated me somehow. And you waste a lot of time, you ruminate, thinking and thinking. Look, for few moments of rumination is okay. But ruminating for a long time especially lying on bed. It's really harmful for mental and physical health. Therefore, you must get rid of this habit of rumination. The best way to get rid of this habit of rumination is to forgive the person who hurt you, is to forgive the person who harmed you. When you forgive the person who harmed you, you are no more of his prisoner. The day he cheated you and you keep thinking about the incident, you become the prisoners of his prison. So, let go. Don't hold a grudge against your enemies. Of course, many people believe that holding grudge against your enemy is the best way to punish the enemy for his wrongdoing. This is really nonsense, really foolish to think this way. You cannot punish your enemies by holding grudge against them. Therefore, Marcus Aurelius said, to revenge against your enemy is not to be like your enemies. To take revenge against your enemy is not to be like your enemies. If someone hurt you, insulted you, cheated you, then if you think similar way, then you must know that you are the two person on the same boat. You cannot distinguish your enemy and you if you think the way the enemy thought. Your enemy harm you, if you think you will harm in return, then you become similar. What you can do? Forgive. Of course, holding grudge for a long time, it harm you emotionally and physically. Long ago, two geniuses in medicine, Dr. Sterling, Dr. Maclean. Those two doctors produced one research paper. They spent a lot of time, lot of research, many things. However, the dispute arose when both of them demanded that my name should come first. Dr. Sterling said, I did this hard work, so I should be the original author, main author. Dr. Maclean said, no, I did this work. My name should be the original author. However, Dr. Sterling published the paper with his name as the original author. This incident affect negatively on the life of Dr. McLean. Despite searching for the opportunities, he obsessed in reading the Dr. Sterling's books and papers, and sometimes finding fault in his research and discussing with others. He also sometimes sent email to the publisher, not good email, angry emails. Whenever he met with his friends, his colleagues, instead of talking any important subject, he always kept criticizing Dr. Sterling because he cheated me, he did something wrong to me like this. So, while Dr. Sterling was moving forward in his life, he is becoming lecturer at the university, he is becoming dean at the university. But Dr. McLean stuck at the same situation. What was the situation? The situation of the fast that happened in his life, because he was unable to let go of the painful experience that happened in his life. So, when we justify this thing, if someone insults me, if someone cheated me, if I justify myself that because he cheated me, I have right to angry with him. Because he cheated me, I have a right to hold a grudge against this person or that person. Of course, but what is the problem? Because you're thinking, holding the grudge against the wrongdoer, you are punishing him. Actually, instead of punishing him, you are punishing yourself. You are inflicting the suffering towards yourself. That's happened for Dr. McLean. Because of instant rumination of the painful experience of the fast, finally, Dr. McLean has minor stroke. He was admitted at the hospital, and his psychiatrist told him that, Dr. McLean, just for one small old paper, you have been wasted 20 years of precious time from your life. Now, there is two options you have. One is to forgive Dr. Sterling and let go of the incident that happened in your life. Another important step is you can hold a grudge against Dr. Sterling and suffer yourself as long as you live. Now you understand your own physical condition. Your health is deteriorating slowly. So, after consulting with his psychiatrist, he decided to forgive Dr. Sterling. As he started forgiving Dr. Sterling, so his symptoms started recovering. So finally he recovered fully. Now, most of the people take even minor problem very seriously. Sometimes they think that they have right to angry. They have right to hold a grudge. Why not? But holding the grudge, you must logically ask the question, who is suffering? The person who hurt you, who cheated you, who betrayed you, that person maybe forgot the incident already. But you are still holding the grudge against him. So why not? Therefore, the best way to take revenge your enemy is to forgive. So Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, one of the well-known Roman emperor, so he wrote these important things in his book Meditation. So whenever you face any problem in your life and you are unable to let go of the situation, just remember Dr. McLean. Remember how he inflicted suffering towards himself. Because we must learn from the mistake of others. Because we don't have time to make mistake and learn from our own mistake. It costs a lot of energy to experiment ourselves. Therefore, we must learn from the mistake made by Dr. McLean. Then comes to the point of responding. So we see the great people like Nelson Mandela, who has been kept in the prison for 27 years. He was tortured by prison guard. Many black people have been killed while laboring under rough sun. You know, after releasing from the prison, and he became first black president in South Africa, the white people thought that, I think this is the best time we should run away from South Africa and go elsewhere. But when Nelson Mandela knew this thing, he announced that, I forgive you unconditionally. So because of his genuine forgiveness and reconciliation, he was awarded with Nobel Peace Prize. So, comparing the difficult life of Nelson Mandela and the small problem we face in our life is huge differences. It is like an ocean and like a drop of water. But he can forgive, but we are unable to forgive. Why? Because our thinking level, our mindset is very small. Therefore, we must learn to forgive, learn to accept the situation as it is. So, when something happens in your life, or if something happens in your life, maybe Your girlfriend cheated you, your boyfriend cheated you, your husband cheated you, your wife cheated you. You spend a lot of money for your children, but they're supposed to take care of you at your old age, but they refuse to take care of you. So instead of holding grudge against these people, you must forgive. Forgive instantly. Forgive not because you love them, because you love yourself. Finally, the inner peace is very important, and you must protect it. Don't wait for tomorrow or day after tomorrow, next year I will forgive. My mind is still heavy. I cannot do it today. Maybe I will try tomorrow. No. If you want to heal the wound of suffering, if you want to heal the wound of hatred, betrayal, failure, you must forgive now. There is no proper time to cultivate forgiveness. Forgive now. Forgive without any condition. So, even though I am Buddhist, I really respect Jesus Christ. Why I respect him? When he was crusade, his enemies were nailing his hand to a piece of wood and hang him on a tree. Then everybody knows, right? You know, instead of getting angry, reacting, or holding the grudge against those people, those soldiers who killed him, as long as he was alive, he kept forgiving him. He asked the God, please forgive these people because they don't know what they are doing. So, the great people, they forgive. The small people seek forgiveness, seek revenge. The great mind always forgive. How about the Buddha? While Buddha was working for the Pindapata, alms collection, and his enemy Devarata, he released an angry, drunk elephant. His purpose was to kill the Buddha. So when the Nalagiri, the elephant, was coming toward the Buddha, all the Buddha's disciples except Ananda ran away. The Buddha did not react. The Buddha radiated loving kindness, metta, to tempt the angry elephant. He responded with kindly. So, kindness, mindfulness has power. So, Devadatta was not just one time. Many times he attempted to assassinate the Buddha, but he failed. Did the Buddha hold a grudge against Devadatta? No, Devadatta tried to harm me, kill me. Did the Buddha really care about? If the Buddha really care about what Devadatta did to the Buddha, So Devada Buddha could not be the Buddha. As I said it, the real revenge is not to be like your enemies. One England monk, Ajahn Brahm, he talked about the metta, loving kindness, that the problem one with the Australian couple. One Australian couple, they have family problem. So the problem was when the husband come from the office, he started hitting his wife. This is the problem. So therefore, the office time, especially when about 4 p.m. his husband supposed to return from office, his wife left the room, left the house, and shelter another place. So finally he found the Bodhiana monastery in southern Australia, and she came there every day. Sometimes she slept in the floor. Ajahn Brahm said, "Don't disturb this lady, let her sleep." And when the monk of the monastery asked this lady, "Why do you come here and sleep here?" and she explained her problem. And she learned meditation of the metta meditation from the Buddhist monk of Bodhiana monastery. So after some times, she has stopped coming to the temple. The monks at the temple wonder why she has stopped coming. Was she face big problem, big issue, something like this? And after 1 month, she again came to visit to the temple. The monk was surprised. They said, "Oh, we haven't seen you for 1 month. Where have you been?" And she explained that, my life had changed a lot. Why? Before, when my husband returned from the office and saw his angry face, I reacted to him. And then, after practicing at your monastery, especially loving kindness meditation, so whenever my husband tried to hit me, I do not react to him. I did not react to him. I embrace him. I kiss him. Then our relationship changed. My husband changed a lot. Now he also wanted to come to the temple to study about the loving kindness meditation. So now think yourself. Sometimes everything created in our mind. When we see the problem, the problems will grow. When we see the possibility, there is still possibility. When we see the solution, there is still solution. Why? Because sometimes the problems can be better achievement. Maybe you need to find it yourself. I can give you a better example. Do you know how many of you know the Maya Angelou, the American writer? You raise your hand. Maya Angelou. She is a famous writer. Maya Angelou, when she was 7 years old, she was born in poor family, very abject poor. When she was 7 years old, she was sexually abused by her mother's boyfriend. This is the story. And because she was still young, and this issue has to take to the police, and she reported to the police, and police arrested this man and put into the prison for a couple of days and released. Somehow released. But the Maya Angelou's uncle is like a gang leader, and they thought that because he abused his niece, and he just stay couple of days in the prison and release, and not enough. Punishment should be bigger than this. So group of her uncle friends, they beat this man until death. This affected the Maya Angelou severely. So therefore, Maya Angelou thought that, okay, this man abused me sexually, but if I did not speak about this man, maybe today he still would live. He don't have to die. It's my fault. Then she has stopped talking for 5 years. Continually 5 years. She stopped talking the 5 years. Then she started going to the library. And that library is near his house. So she has spent her time to read the books of entire library for 5 years. She read. So because she read the books in the library, now she got new opportunity, new idea. The library, the situation unlocked her opportunity. Now think that, number one, if Maya Angelou hadn't sexually abused, if that man did not go to the prison and did not die, and if Maya Angelou hadn't lost her voice for 5 years, and she would not go to the library to read books, because she has stopped talking and forced herself to go to the library and read books. That unlocked her opportunity to be one of the most well-known authors in the world. Of course, she has many desires in her life, and one of her desires was to be advisor for American president. Yeah, she became advisor for American president, and she achieved many things in her life. Therefore, if you see a problem, that is really a problem. Also at the same time, When you see the problem and opportunity as an opportunity, you can discover the opportunity out of the problem. Sometimes everybody said that suffering is bad. Now see, without suffering there would not be the Buddha. Buddha left home because he wanted to escape from the suffering. And today we are all privileged to have the Buddha's teachings because of the suffering.